to plant shade trees first to protect the orchard.
Great. I'm serious. And when you're out there, ask God where to put the orchard. Ask Him where to lay this out. What you're going to be amazed is He's going to come up with stuff that you never saw, and you realize, that's a great idea. I never would have thought of that. I'm just telling you from experience. Let me just share an experience. I'm walking down my driveway one day, and I'm talking to God because my wife wants to go plant nasturtiums. She loves them in salad. They're really beautiful, the color of the oranges, and they're really tart. They make a nice flavor to your salad. They look nice. But nasturtiums, the plant just spreads all over the place. And in this stuff, man, I never stop it. I says, oh God, where can I plant? I can't plant like at my garden. I said, God says, oh, plant it under your apple trees. I'm so brain dead. I'm telling God, the package says plant in full sun. Can you believe it? I did that. I'm telling God. And I just loved his response. He didn't argue. He says, just do it. And so I did. And here's what's so awesome about God. You see, He knew my heart. I'm planting someplace every year because that's what I do. What's happening now is when the nasturtiums finish blooming and growing, they create seed. The seeds now fall on my wood chips, and I've had nasturtiums in the same place now in my apple trees for 3 years. I'm not planting anymore. And they're thriving, and they're beautiful in their trees. They grow up in their branches, they look great, and they're not in my way of thinking like. You see, He goes beyond what you ask or think. I'm going to tell you where to do this where you'll never have to plant again. Is that awesome?
It is.
I'm just telling you, so that's why I tell you, ask Him, because my experience tells me, man, that He just knows your place better than you do, and He has these amazing ideas that you'd never come up with, and I don't have a clue, but He's awesome, and He just will always lead you in incredible places. And you know what I so enjoy about this experience is that as you start getting these responses, it's more natural for you to ask all the time. Mm-hmm. Who wouldn't? I mean, come on. And you see, He tells us we have not because we ask not. And for whatever reason, I'm sure the enemy helps us a lot. Well, don't inconvenience God, you can do it yourself, and you know better, and all these stupid ideas completely cut us off. It's that whole thing of robbing, stealing what God has for us. And so I just encourage you to get in the habit of asking about everything. You're just going to be blessed, because He's really good, and He has great ideas, and it's just like fun.
Awesome.
And it's not because I don't want to answer. I'm just telling you, I know the source. My mentor is awesome, and he's yours.
My wife today sent me a picture of baby girl and the first strawberries for us this year.
Oh, great.
All
awesome.
red and awesome. And I had a garage sale this weekend, and I kind of neglected the whole backyard this year, and about a third of it is now raspberry plants. And so I was telling everybody who came by, hey, there you go dig one up for free. And they were trying to dig in just the grassy area. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, go back there. You know, you don't need a shovel, just go back into the wood chips there and just pull them out. And they were just digging their hands down and lifting out raspberry plants 5 feet tall, and just no digging involved. It's just so completely different. So one of the questions I get asked a lot, and I just always forget to answer or ask you, is how do you keep your lawn green? I mean, you don't use fertilizer. What do you do to your grass, say, every year to keep it fertilized? And then can you explain what you did over here?
Well, to maintain the grass, like everything in nature, it maintains itself. Duh. Look in the prairies. Who fertilizes that? See, the grass every year dies back, and as it dies back, it feeds the soil below. And what's interesting, if you look what we've done in nature, and how we've destroyed it with chemical fertilizers, if you have lawns now where people fertilize with chemicals, if you look closely at the grass is a dead, dull, dark green. It's not a bright, lush green like this, because chemicals aren't natural. Other thing you have with grasses that are fed with chemical fertilizers is that over time you develop thatch, dead grass that you have to use machines to rip out because it gets very dense. You got this huge mass of thatch. There's no thatch here. I've been here for 35 years. There's no thatch. Everything's green because everything here is in a natural state and it dies back and feeds itself. When you bring in chemical fertilizers, you kill all the natural order. All the worms, everything in there die because they cannot live on those chemicals. And so now what used to eat up your grass and turn it back into soil isn't there anymore. And that's why thatch is happening. I'm telling you, it's so huge. I've come into lawns that are full of thatch. We're talking massive thatch, massive moss. And I take chicken manure and spread over it. In 3 weeks, they have the best lawn they ever had. They have to mow twice a week because it's growing so fast, and they're blown away. And all I did was establish the natural order, and everything goes back into shape. And it just shows to me the redemptive nature of God. All it takes is repentance, and He immediately restores and corrects. It's just so beautiful.
Now, you put wood chips in the garden or in around the trees and stuff. Would you ever put wood chips on the grass?
If you want to fertilize the grass, that's the best fertilizer. And what's amazing here, it just shows you how brain dead I am. I've been using wood chips for years, and I love them, and I really appreciate them, and I talk about them. If you look at this lay of the land here, this is a sloped place, and during the winter, because I have heavy clay ground, I'm a slope, water runs all winter long across my grass. We're talking it's running. So I was here 2 years ago, and I can't walk anymore, and I'm mowing my grass with my walk-behind mower, and because this is all mud, my mower is sinking in the mud, and the blades are chopping up, and it just totally dies. So I had to hire a guy. It cost me $100 to mow my grass. So I'm telling God, I said, this doesn't work. What do I do? And he says, oh, just cover the wood chips. I thought, what? Cover the grass with wood chips? I mean, I understand wood chips, and I'm not getting it. And so I waited, and that fall, I brought in these wood chips, and I spread over this grass. And what was amazing to me is like, okay, God, I'm going to see what happens. That next April, I'm out here, the water is running across these wood chips, just like it always has, because the wood chips are buoyant, and they don't turn to mud. The wheels stayed on top of the wood chips, and it didn't sink, and I'm out sitting there screaming. I'm so blown away at how awesome this is. I love it. And I think this is I'm starting to really get this nice now. I've done it now 2 years in a row. I think I'll have to do it again because I got this good base of wood chips. I think next year I'm going to go right across it because there's no mud anymore. You know, and you look at how green it is compared to the rest. See, the wood chips laying on the grass, every time water goes through, it releases compost tea, so it also fertilizes, as well as hold moisture. So it's like a plus, plus, plus all the way around. And there's just nothing you can't use wood chips on. It's amazing.
Would you put it on when you first planted the grass?
The ideal time is when does God fertilize? In the fall. After you're done mowing, your mowing's all over, that's when you apply the cover. And you let the winter rains carry the nutrients down and build that soil for next spring's growth. See, if you put it on when you're mowing, you're going to suck up all the wood chips.
About how thick are you going to put the...
Not very thick, and what I do, I screen it because I don't want heavy chunks of wood out here, so I screen it with a 1/2-inch screen, and I just put like a layer, I move it, and I rake it in, I probably put maybe like an inch cover max. Not a lot. 1 inch.
1 inch max. But if you look here, you can see, like, you can see right here, chunks of wood chips right there in the grass.
Well, all this blacktop on top is wood chips.
Yeah, all that.
So as far as it doesn't matter if it's coming from that tree?
No, it all works, but ideally, green leaves is the ideal. But anything works, because see, everything goes back to dirt. From dust we paid, from dust we turned. Everything God created comes back to dirt. It's a beautiful recycling program. But the ideal, you see, needles and leaves are green. It's that green that has the life in it. This was interesting to me, like if you use sawdust or bark, nothing grows in it. You gotta fertilize. Because there isn't any green. If you put chip branches, everything grows. It's very dramatic when you compare them, side by side, because it really shows the power of the green.